Most people jumping in front of 15 whales moving at high speed with a combined weight of about 600 tonne is not something they would contemplate, let alone put themselves in that situation. But for me, that's a normal day at the office. After 17 years, 1,000 days in the water with whales, I've seen some pretty amazing things. Things that I can't even explain, things that have never been seen by scientists before. Speaking of scientists, they are a funny bunch of people. They get excited over strange things. I once saw a whale floating upside down on its back, urinating into the air. The skipper and I had a good laugh about it, but the scientists ran from the other end of the boat, screaming and yelling, "Take the picture, take the picture." And she almost ripped my arm off doing it. But apparently this sort of stuff is not seen in the wild. Last year I had the Rolex Scholar on one of my trips and she was doing some research with me. We found a mother and calf and the mum was expressing milk to the baby. That's how they feed the baby. Some of the milk had not reached the baby and was just floating in the water. So I took a photo of it, kept swimming. The thought that went through her head was, I wonder what whale milk tastes like. When she got back to the boat, she said, I really regret not tasting it. She posted on Facebook, she missed this amazing opportunity to taste whale milk. To her surprise, several people responded saying they'd tasted it. She was so disappointed that she wasn't the first to taste it. I told you scientists are weird. Whales are just like us. Warm-blooded, needing air to breathe, they give birth to live young. We even have the same amount of bones in our hand as a whale has in its pectoral fin. 24 bones. In 2014, I established the Tongan Flute Collective as a way to get citizen science working to our advantage. I take as many photos of tails and create a catalogue. The way you can identify individual whales is by the underside of their tail, which is called the fluke. It's like a unique fingerprint for whales. It's very unique to every single whale. By collecting as many of these flukes as possible each season, we can start to get an idea of things like population, frequency, the age of the whales, the location that the whales are visiting each year in the tropics. There are so many things we are learning about whales, and there's still a lot of things we don't know about whales. They have complex social behavior, they communicate on many levels, and they're very intelligent creatures. They make a 7,000 kilometre journey each year from Antarctica to the tropics. In Antarctica, they spend their time feeding for 4 months on krill, small fish, to build up their fat reserves so they can make this long journey. But when they reach the tropics, they only have one thing on their mind, mating. They also give birth in the tropics and spend about 3 months feeding the babies to get them nice and fat, ready for the journey back to Antarctica. The newborn calves are curious about their new environment and want to explore and want to play. But playing with a 3-ton, 5-metre long baby whale can be risky, a little bit hazardous. Once in a while, a rare encounter comes along. I met this very special whale in 2016 that literally took my breath away. Something I'd never seen before in my 17 years swimming with whales and taking people to swim with whales. It would literally lift me out of the water on its rostrum, that's its nose. If you were swimming and falling behind with the whale, it would gently scoop you forward with its pectoral fin up to the front to make sure you were in front with it. Always conscious not to hurt you in the process. Humpback whales are very curious, very interactive, and quite charismatic. Probably one of the most iconic of the whale species on the planet. Being in the water with these whales takes whale watching to a whole new level. But whales face many challenges as well. They're hunted by Japan and Norway. They ingest plastics from all the plastic pollution in the ocean. Their food sources are diminishing from overfishing and people using krill oil for vitamins. So they need our protection. But despite all I've seen, what I've achieved, my friends still refer to me as the whale toucher. And in true Aussie fashion, they mean it in a derogatory way. So you got to love their support. Thank you.